Let's go. Pet Talk UK. Oh man, somewhere.
A few belts in my bedroom.
Wow, I'm with the man himself.
In my little trophy cabinet. You know, a lot more to come.
Wow, OD in the building.
All in good time. A few more belts to come.
Wow, so this is your trophy cabinet, yeah? All the straps.
Yeah, all the straps there, but I'll need to get a bigger one after I knock out this bum, Tyrone McKenna. You need to get a new trophy cabinet to fit more trophies.
Wow, you got to hold on. We need to get a close up of the green belt, man. Wow, you see that? WBC.
Hard work, dedication, man. That's what gets you.
Wow, man. What's the combination, man, to get in there?
Oh, man. Secret.
Oh man, so
Can't tell anyone.
Hey, so you talk about more straps, man. Announcement just made. Talk to me.
You know, another day in the office, another fight. I've done it over 20 times now, so I'm not excited about it. Like, there's no excitement when a fight gets announced. Everyone else is excited about it, but I'm not excited about it. I've done this so many times now. I just know what I've got to go in there and do, and I've got to do it again, and I've got to win.
So you say you got to win. How's preparations been so far? Ticking over.
Prep's been great. You know what? From lockdown started, I've been training the whole time. I got the key to my friend's gym. My friend Carlos, right now he's got a gym in Hackney. I was going in there by myself, hitting the bags, training, skipping, and then the next day I'll be taking a run. So I was always training throughout lockdown. So once the gyms were now open again and I was back in the gym, sparring, doing pad work, I was really half fit. My weight's fine, my weight's good. You know, the sun's helped me. It's been nice and hot outside, so my weight's above schedule, ahead of schedule. So prep's it's been great. I just got to make sure that these last 6 weeks go well and be ready to take the strap.
So what's the actual date, opponent? I mean, I haven't been online yet, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, the 30th of September, Tyrone McKenna.
Yes, okay, Tyrone McKenna, yep.
So, yeah, you know, he's been calling me out for some time, so he finally gets his chance to show what he's got.
Yeah, and we take it back COVID-19, when you had your shoving match in the car park.
Listen, it wasn't a shoving match.
There's history, man.
It wasn't a shoving match. A shoving match means I got shoved back. No, I grabbed him and I threw him against the car. That's what happened. It wasn't a shoving match. A shoving match means that we both having a physical altercation. Nah, I wasn't having no physical altercation. I gave him the physical. Does that even make sense? But you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Did your shades survive?
Listen, they survived. I still got them in the car. Waiting for the next person that tries to approach me in a disrespectful manner, so I can do the same thing to them.
Do you know what? The other day I saw your photo online with 50 Cent.
Yeah.
I'm like, gee, net. I'm like, Ohara back in the day, man. You know, he's done bits, man. You know, like, I feel like people need to stop sleeping on you sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You've done bits, bro.
Listen, you know what? I want them to sleep on me because you know why? I sleep good every night. So, sleep on me or not, I sleep good every night. I'm doing okay and I'm only going to do better. I'm only going to progress. My aim is not to be famous. My aim is not to be in headlines to have people talking about me. My aim is to be as successful as I can, to make progress every day. At the end of every year, I look at my life and I'm like, cool, I made progress from the start of this year to the end of this year. I've made some progress in my life. That's what that matters to me. But being the man, being on the limelight, being talked about like I used to be, mate, I don't give a toss, to be honest. Like I'd rather not be talked about, because before it was mad. Like I couldn't even go out and sit down and have lunch without 15, 20 people coming asking me for pictures and stuff. Now when I go out, I get 5 people asking me for pictures. It's okay. So now I feel a lot more. I've got more freedom. So, mate, don't tell them to not sleep on me. Tell them to sleep on me some more. Sleep on me some more, because it's not affecting me. Whether they sleep on me, yeah.
What was it like meeting 50? Because that was 2013.
I was with Tunde Anthony Yards, and Junior Saba. Went out to the States, and you know, meeting 50 was a great experience because he's someone that I've looked up to from when I was young. I've always looked up to 50 Cent, and then when we finally met him, I was like, wow, I've looked up to this guy, man. I know everything about him. I'm like one of his biggest fans. I know all his songs and his music. But you know what? I went to bed that day. I went to bed that night, and I still woke up broke. I still woke up poor. I still woke up hungry. Listen, times were hard back then. Listen, in the little motel we was at, was paying $18 a night for the motel. Me and Anthony had to share the motel. It was $18 a night, sleeping on a single bed. I sleep on one side and he's sleeping on the other side. So he's got his foot to my head and I got my head and I got my foot to his head, kind of thing, on a single bed up in Vegas. We went out there hungry, not rich, not caked. I got the money. I had a few people put in £50, £100, £200. If I can get a ticket to go out there. I was out there for about 3 weeks. I had about £200 spending money. Just because I met 50 Cent don't mean that I was living some kind of life, because I wasn't. So when I met him and then I woke up the next day, still poor, broke as hell, I was like, you know what? There was no benefit. There was no financial benefit from that. I said, you know what I'm gonna take from that? I'm gonna take motivation from that. I'm gonna take motivation. I'm gonna take inspiration. I've been around these guys before, and you know what? I want to be around them again, but in different circumstances now.
You know, you remember the title of the album was "Get Rich or Die Trying."
Get rich or die trying. Hell yeah.
That seems to be in the memo.
100%. Listen, I still listen to all his songs. I still listen to all of his interviews. I still listen to what he says, and the guy speaks sense. And he's one guy that I'm always gonna have respect for. I'm always gonna look up to him. 50 Cent's the man.
Yeah, 50 Cent's the man. Now you remember you approached Floyd and said, "Look, I'll beat your guy, Cerrone Davies." Do you remember that? That was what year was that?
2017. I don't even remember what I said to him. I don't even know if it was about Ohara Davies, because I think he compared me to Tank, and he said something about Ashley Fairpain. I was like, cool, you think your man's good? I look up to you, but don't try to disrespect me. Like I waited in a queue to meet him because I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Floyd. And when he saw me and he was a bit disrespectful, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna call him out because I ain't no punk. I said I ain't no punk. So Tank is a lot lighter than me, so I remember me and Ashley Fairpain went back and forth online, but nothing happened of it.
Yeah, because you know you got Tank now as part of the whole golden generation at lightweight. Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, Ryan Garcia, Loma. Hey, it's a hell of a division.
100%. You know, Lomachenko, I love Lomachenko. I love how he fights. Different level, but Devin Haney, I love Devin Haney. Listen, when we went out to the States, Devin Haney and his dad, Bill Haney, people that they took us into their house. We met 50 Cent through Bill Haney. It was through Devin Haney's dad took us to meet him, and we stayed around their apartment. You know, they took us around, and they treated us really good. So, Bill Haney, Devin Haney, I've always got so much respect for them, and I want to see Devin Haney do well. You know, I remember when I was there, Devin Haney was only a small little kid. How much did he weigh? He was light as hell, like a tiny little kid, mate. But now I see him, the guy's a big man doing his thing. And I'm pleased and I'm glad to see that. All the years of hard work, it finally paid off.
Who do you think is the guy? Obviously, Loma's got the straps, majority of the straps, but...
Because Devin Haney treated us so well, I want to see Devin Haney do well, so I say Devin Haney is the man.
They don't give him that respect though. They say, you're a world champion via email. And I saw even like some form of Photoshop picture with the belt and
even
email signing it.
He's world champion by email, but he has got the talent to keep that belt and to prove that he's not just an email world champion, that he's a real world champion. So even though he did get it via email, he's got the ability and the talent to prove that he actually deserves it. And I believe he does, 100%.
Do you know what, bro? It's like, it's mad, man. I feel like I'm around a new Ohara, man. No smoke, man. I used to call you Pop Smoke, man.
I know, man.
What's happening, man?
Pop
Smoke.
You know what? I've changed. I feel like I'm in a different. I feel like I'm in a different mental state now in life. Before my mental state when I first turned pro, and I've been reading a lot. I've been reading a hell of a lot. Every night I read. I've been trying to learn about human beings, human nature, why we do things, and listen. I don't think that's meaning or that arrogant. I'm still a little bit arrogant, but that whole arrogant persona like I had before, I don't think that's me anymore.
Yeah. This is the older horror, yeah. Pinned up, man.
That's the
Look, man. That's Ohara. That's the full smoke Ohara, man.
WBC straps. You know what? But even though that's the full smoke Ohara, that's the Ohara that was getting views online, getting, attention. That's the Ohara that didn't have any smart investments. That Ohara right there, he would have finished his boxing career and gone broke. That's the Ohara that went out to the States. That's the Ohara that went down in the States, took some girl out to the States, spent 10 grand in 10 days.
10 grand in 10 days?
I spent 10 grand in 10 days on that damn holiday for me and that girl.
Wow.
So I was wild. I was wild, and I didn't have no investment. So that Ohara would have had his whole boxing career on the high life and lived that life, and then retired and gone broke. And everyone would have been saying, "Wow, you remember Ohara? He was the man at one point. Now look at him. Now look at him." Like, nah, this Ohara now, he ain't making as much noise, but you know what? A lot smarter, saving money, stacking money, trying to invest into property where he can. So I prefer this Ohara. This Ohara is a lot smarter. But boxing, I want to see a smart guy, a calculated guy. Boxing people want to see people like that, talk a lot of shit, make money, and then spunk it all, and then go broke, and then make an example out of him. They ain't gonna make an example out of me.
Man, I'm feeling like Ohara. You feeling alright, man?
Listen, I've been reading a lot. I've been reading a lot. So especially like on the purpose of life. And I've been reading a lot about God, on the will of God. And when you look at what we're going through now in the world, COVID-19, people dying this year, I know so many people that have died. And my whole thing now is like, you know what? I need to know where I'm going next, because so many deaths this year. I could be next to go. I could be next to go. So before anything, I need to make sure that my soul is right with God. And that's the vibe I've been on recently, making sure my soul, my spirit is right with God. So I've been trying to read and learn about God the past few months, since the start of this year. Actually, I've been reading so much, and I realised that life is less about ambition and more about our purpose.
Okay. Hey, sensible words, man. But look, talk to me about. Obviously, look, there's been some big news over the past week. We might have the best of British, the best of the two major promoters working with each other. Eddie Hearn taking Frank Warren out to dinner.
Ain't gonna happen.
Gauchos.
Listen, they can go out to dinner all they want. I don't see a Matchstream versus Frank Warren say what's happening. You tell me, what channel is it gonna be on? Sky Sports or BT Sports?
I think the idea is that they're probably one big show, one headlining card would be on one platform, and then the other way to kind of divvy up a bit.
What, so like in the same venue but there's two different TV channels, you're saying?
No, I think the idea is they might have one major fight on one platform, then the other major fight they have might be on another platform and another date.
Another show.
Yeah.
Ain't happening, man. I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren working together, because there's always gonna be a better show. And Eddie Hearn's gonna want the better show, and Frank's gonna want the better show, and they're not gonna agree on that show, and then bang, it's all gonna go tits up. I just don't think it happens. I don't see it happening. If it happens, I'll be shocked. Then I'll have to eat my words. But listen, I don't see Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren ever working together.
Obviously, look, you fought under both promoters, so you know them, and obviously you're well placed to, talk to us about it. From Eddie Hearn's point of view, I mean, why do you think, does he need to join forces and put some big fights on?
Eddie Hearn doesn't need to. Neither does Frank need to. But the fans have been demanding this, not for years, for decades, man. Decades. Before Eddie Hearn, Barry Hearn was on the scene. Frank Maloney was on the scene. Mick Hennessy. These boxing promoters, they don't like working together. And it's nothing new, but boxing fans have been demanding it for so many years. And now the pressure's a lot now, because Conor Benn versus Chris Jenkins didn't happen because Chris Jenkins is under a different promoter than Conor Benn. And so it's like boxing fans are like, come on, man, it's a fight that we all wanted to see. And they're putting pressure on the boxing promoters. But the thing is, boxing promoters are very egotistic people. They're very egotistic people. And to get two boxing promoters, especially Frank and Eddie, they're like the worst of enemies. To get those two working together, impossible, man.
You know, Eddie seems to be more about the banter, you know, and the slick punchlines. And then Frank's more straight down the line.
Eddie Hearn's gonna make a joke out of it. Eddie Hearn's more a people's person than Frank. Frank's more like straight down to business. Eddie Hearn's more a people's person. So Eddie knows how to sway people's minds and how to make them believe what he wants. So Eddie Hearn's gonna do some shit and make it seem like it's Frank Warren's fault. When it's not Frank Warren's fault, it's both of their faults. But Eddie Hearn knows how to make, you know what I mean, how to sway the hearts of the fans and other people. So it's not Frank's fault, it's not Eddie's fault, it's both of their faults. This ain't gonna happen. When they get a fight like Conor Ben, Chris Jenkins, it's only gonna happen if there's a mandatory, and it's only gonna happen when it goes to purse bid, and whoever wins that purse bid is gonna get the fight. That's the only way it's gonna happen.
There was talk of obviously Frank Warren, Queensberry, making lots of complaints to the British Boxing Board about Matchroom. Mm-hmm. Were you like privy to any news at the time of that happening?
I saw a few tweets about it. I don't know. I don't think Frank's really gonna phone up Queensberry and make a complaint about Eddie's show. I don't know. I don't think Frank's gonna do that because Eddie's a careful man. Eddie's a careful person. Eddie's not gonna put on a show where he knows that X, Y, and Z is gonna get him in trouble with the boxing board and get his show stopped. No, I know that, and Frank knows that. Everyone knows that. Eddie's too careful. So probably some cunt out there that just doesn't like Eddie and that wants to get on his nerves, phone up the boxing board, just to get on Eddie's nerves. But the Matchroom shows are not gonna get stopped because of a little complaint made to the boxing board, and Frank knows that. So Frank ain't gonna waste his time doing that.
We've seen Fight Camp for 3 weeks now. We're in the 4th week. Yeah. Headlined by Dillian Whyte versus Povetkin. For you, have you been taking in Fight Camp the past 3 weeks?
I've been watching it. I've been watching Frank's shows. I've been watching Fight Camp. But this next Fight Camp, listen, Dillian Whyte and Povetkin is a great fight, but I've been looking forward to another fight. Lufer Clay versus Chris Congo.
Oh, yeah, okay,
Come on,
yeah.
Man.
Yeah, that's a banger.
On. I've been waiting for this fight for so long. And, you know, it was meant to happen before, I think, but it ended up getting stopped because of this whole COVID stuff. But second time round, listen, I'm excited for this fight. This fight is a 50-50 fight. It's a 50-50 fight. And if there's any fight that I'm looking forward to, that's a fight that I really want to see.
Yeah, you know, obviously Chris Congo, you know, I've known him for a while now. He's been knocking on the door for a while.
I'd say for this fight, Chris Congo's got more talent than Lufer Clay. I know them both, so Lufer Clay, if you're seeing this, don't take offence. I think Chris Congo's got more talent he's got more natural talent than Lufer Clay. But what Lufer Clay's got that Chris hasn't got is the experience in the pros. Lufer Clay's been in there in some hard fights. Chris Congo hasn't yet.
I look at the size though. Do you know what?
Size don't matter, man.
People talk about the size though, you know.
I don't think size is really gonna matter. It might make a difference. It might matter a tiny bit, but it's not gonna make that much of a difference. Lufer Clay's got more experience and Lufer Clay's more on the roll. Lufer Clay's been winning these fights in good fashion. His last 3 or 4 fights against great opponents have been in good fashion. So even though Congo's got a lot more natural talent, Lufer Clay's got more experience and he's on a roll. And he's not planning on slowing down anytime soon. That's why I say this fight is a 50-50 fight. They've both got their negatives and their positives.
Definitely. And what about, obviously we've got Katie Taylor versus Bassoon. Delphine Bassoon, a lot of people in the first fight say that, you know, Katie was lucky.
I don't really know about that. I haven't really watched any of those fights, so I don't even know who the other person is. So I can't comment on that fight. I don't really know. I know that Katie Taylor is a good boxer. People have been talking about her for years, so that's what I know. But I've never watched any of them fight.
Yeah, the general perspective overall is that women's boxing is on a massive high at the moment.
It is,
we saw a great fight, Shannon Courtney, Rachel Ball, Jonas versus Harper, Cecilia Breakers, McCaskill.
Yeah. I watched the Shannon Courtney fight because I had a bit of money on that, so Shannon Courtney done good. Rachel Ball done good. I lost money on that fight. I had money on Shannon Courtney to win, but female boxing now is on a high. Yeah, I've been seeing all the tweets about it, but I haven't watched anything. I saw people tweeting about the Tasha Jonas fight. People saying that was a great fight and stuff like that, but I haven't watched it. But maybe I might start watching them fight.
It's a lot of debate out there about the scoring. You know, this person should have won, that person should have won. You're a fighter. Does it kind of, gets you that potentially you could be on the wrong end of
That's why I feel
points
pressured.
decision.
That's why I feel like I've got to knock him out now.
Oh, against you again. This is an example for you, Jack Catterall.
Yeah.
You felt that you won that fight.
Yeah. So you know what I said to myself. You know what, I've got to knock him out now. I fought Vasquez. I feel like he got robbed. To this day, I still say I feel like he got robbed. Listen, I'm an honest man. When my hand got raised, what did I do? I went there and I raised his hand. I'm not one of those guys to say like, I lost a fight, but yes, I got this. You know what? I got to win, so I'm gonna run with it. Like, nah, I felt like I lost a fight, and I felt like the scoring wasn't right. And so I went to his room, and then I apologized to him. The same way Tara McKenna's last fight. I shouldn't be fighting Tara McKenna, man. I should be fighting the French kids. What's the name? Mohammed Mimon, something like that. I think he won the fight, but that was the worst robbery I've seen in boxing. Callum Smith versus John Ryder. Come on, man. Me versus Vasquez. That's why I went there and I raised his hand. I said after that fight, after I fought Vasquez, I said, you know what, I'm gonna knock them all out. I ain't fucking about no more. Logan Yoon come. Listen, they had that fight even. I remember I watched it back. Round 5, they had the fight even. I remember being sat down. I said to myself, if I knock him out, I get a 5k knockout bonus, but I might get robbed. I said to my coach, you know what? I could win this fight on points, but you know what? I'm going there. I'm gonna knock him out now. And then my coach at the time, Tony Cisse, was like, "Go on then, knock him out then." And that's what I done. I stopped him next round. Ofori. I said to myself, you know what? Ofori seemed like a decent lad.
He's a tough cookie.
Ofori seemed like a decent lad, but you know what? I can't leave it to these fuckers over here. They're gonna rob me. I'm gonna knock him out as well. Tara McKenna. You know what the deal is? 10k knockout bonus. Come on.
How do you feel about Anthony Fowler? He dismantled Adam Harper.
I was a bum. Adam Harper hasn't fought in about 2 years, man. Come on. He's not even a gatekeeper. The guy's a journeyman. People's trying to talk up Anthony Fowler like he won some big thing. He beat some great opponent. He beat Adam Harper, mate. No one's heard of Adam Harper before this fight. The guy ain't fought in about 2 years. The guy's a journeyman. The guy's a bum. So Anthony Fowler may have improved, but we can't say that until he fights a credible opponent. So we got to wait till he fights someone half decent. Then we can say this guy's improved massively. Until then, we don't really know.
Yeah, all that talk obviously of you two meeting at catchweight, that's no longer even a factor, no?
The option's still there. If they want to fight, Eddie Hearn used me to get views. Eddie Hearn done the head-to-head, the virtual conference, got views on the channel, didn't send me no contract. I'm like, cool, mate, you threw me under the bus, now you're going to use me to get views. It's fine. You know what, I've got views too, I've got a few followers on my new Instagram, so I was like, I don't really care anyway. But listen, that offer's always open. I've told him, I'll go up by £10 to 150 and I'll knock him out. He'll come down from 154 to 150. So give him the weight advantage. It don't matter.
Are you still being trained with Angel Fernandez?
No, I'm not under Angel Fernandez no more. I'm under Kevin Mitchell and Will Jones.
Okay, right, okay, yeah. I don't think many people know about that change, but
yeah, you know what? I never really announced it because I need to announce it. I've got a new coach. When me and Angel started working together, I never made a big announcement either. Sky Sports interviewed me and they made a big thing out of it, but I never went online. I'm got a new coach now. Come on, how many coaches have I had in this game? 8, 9, 10 coaches. I get a new coach every fight. So me and Angel worked together for one fight. Me and Tony Cisse were together for one fight. I was with Tony Sims before. I turned pro on the Tunde Ajayi. I was under Carlos Moreno. Then I was under MSP Boxing. Come on, I can't keep making an announcement. You know what? I'm gonna just do my shit silently. Just wait till I fight and you go see who's gonna be in my corner. Then you're like, oh shit, Ohara's got a new coach.
What? Why all these changes?
I don't know, some of these coaches are plums, man. I mean, some of these coaches are plums. Me and Angel Fernandez were on good terms. It was on good terms. Angel's based up in Loughborough now.
Yeah. Rapport.
Wasn't really my thing, and I knew that, and he knew that. So it was a cool thing. Me and Angel still speak every now and again. I'm still in a WhatsApp group. We still make jokes. We still can have a laugh, and I think it's great the way me and Angel ended because we can still have a laugh. I still wish the best for him. He still wishes the best for me. We're just not working together no more. But I mean, some of the other coaches ended. I mean, some of them threw me under the bus. Some of them go online and say bad things about me. Come on, man.
You feel like there's a lot of snakes in boxing?
Mate, boxing's a dog eat dog world. That's why I make myself. That's why I'm. That's why I've got to be crazy, because when people know that I'm crazy, people ain't trying to fuck with me. Someone tries to do me wrong, they know their name and their face is getting plastered on my YouTube page, on my Twitter, my Instagram, my Facebook, my Snapchat, my TikTok, everywhere. Listen, I'm gonna make posters of their face, put it on my shirt. I'm gonna put their name on my fight shorts and say this guy done me wrong. So they ain't trying to fuck with me because they know I'm crazy. I do some crazy shit. But a lot of these other boxers are too goody. They're like, oh, this guy done me wrong, it's okay. That's why they get mugged and that's why they get wronged all the time. These people know they can't do me wrong because I'm crazy. And that's why I have to exaggerate my madness and my craziness. I do exaggerate it sometimes. I'm not as mad as I seem, but I have to exaggerate it because that's my way of saying I demand respect. I ain't taking shit from no one. That's why I say some wild shit sometimes, because you know what? If I don't say some wild shit to make them think I'm mad, they're gonna think I'm a mug and they're gonna treat me the same way they treat all these other guys. Boxing ain't gonna use me. I'm gonna use boxing.
So, in terms of like, what's been your worst experience in boxing in terms of someone doing a snaky?
Listen, me being thrown under the bus. Come on. I was at home. They sent me a text to send a tweet to make the fight with Tommy Cole happen. They didn't tell me what to send, but I knew Tommy Cole doesn't like the Sun because the Sun exposed that he's been employing convicted people that have gone to jail for crimes against kids, assault and stuff like that. So I said, you know what, when I'm knocking him out, my first interview is going to be with the Sun. Why? Because the Sun exposed that he's been employing bad people to work in his gym. And next thing, everyone said it's about Hillsborough. What do you mean it's about Hillsborough? I had never heard of Hillsborough in my life. Hillsborough happened before I was born. I don't know nothing about football. What is, and also Tommy Cole's from Hull. He's not from Liverpool. Where is the link between what I said and Hillsborough? In Hillsborough, I think, how many people died? 96 people? You think that I'm gonna mock the lives of 96 people that died? Come on. And you know what, my management and my promoter, Eddie Hearn, they never had, and like, you know what, they never had my back. They never had my back. Sims had to put online a statement saying that I've been banned from the Matchroom gym. But you know what they done? As soon as that statement got put out, they gave me a call. Ohara, you're not really banned from the Matchroom gym, even though we know that you're innocent and we actually believe you. We have to put a statement out like that because we got friends up north and we can't be associated with you because you're being slaughtered online. So we have to make it seem like we're distanced, like we've distanced ourselves from you, even though we really haven't. But I'm like, mate, I sent the tweet because of you guys. So you guys got to have my back. You can't phone me privately and say I believe you and then throw me under the bus publicly. Eddie Hearn done the same thing. Come on, man. Come on. But you know what? They thought I was done. But you know what? I'm back. I'm back. 2.5 years on. A few fights later. 2 properties later. Another interview later. Come on.
It's still racks on top of racks.
Still racks on top of racks.
Lastly, the big fight, Dillian Whyte Povetkin.
Dillian Whyte to win.
Formality?
Huh?
Is it a formality?
What does that mean?
Dillian Whyte, is it like a foregone conclusion that Dillian Whyte's going to win and then go on for his mandatory
I believe so, yeah.
shot?
I believe so, yeah. You know, Dillian Whyte's from where I'm from. Dillian Whyte's a good guy. I know Dillian Whyte, so I want Dillian Whyte to win and I want him to go on to the top and do his thing. So Dillian Whyte's going to win. I'm going to put money in him to win. Dillian Whyte, don't make me lose my money, dog.
So, assuming Dillian Whyte, you know, there's no hiccups, talk of Fury, if Fury comes through Wilder.
I don't think so. I just don't think so. I think they'll make Tyson Fury versus AJ before they make Dillian Whyte. So, Dillian Whyte's he's been knocking on the door for years. He's been manager chief for about 10 years now. Come on. Look. Come on, the same thing we're saying, Dillian Whyte versus Tyson Fury for the world title. The same thing we've been saying for the past 5 or 6 years. When is Dillian Whyte gonna get a shot? Come on. But next fight, I think Tyson Fury will fight AJ. I don't see the Dillian Whyte fight happening next. Even though it should have happened many years ago. Dillian Whyte's been wronged by the governing bodies and by the people in control. Dillian Whyte has been wronged.
Well, why do you think that? Why do you think that is? Do you think it's because Dillian Whyte's not your political PC guy? Is it to do with that, or?
It could be, you know. It could be. It could be see Dylan White. Dylan White says what he wants. Dylan White, he doesn't read from a script. Dylan White does what he wants, and
the same thing has happened with Billy Joe. That's what some people say as well. They're not, they're not PC guys. Yeah,
they're not. And that can, I mean, your boxing career will go a lot harder when you do things that way. But that's them, and that's where they want to go. So I think that's why Dylan White's had such a rough path getting there. But he will get there, slowly but surely.
Yeah, and if AJ versus Tyson Fury, just to conclude, it's the 50-50 debate out there at the moment. What's Ohara saying?
It's a 50-50 fight. It's a 50-50 fight. And I know them both, so I can't say anything bad about any of them anyway. Come on, Tyson Fury's the man, AJ's the man. You know, they're both the man, and it's just gonna come down to who wins on fight night. Anyone that says AJ's gonna win, it's because they like AJ more than Tyson Fury. Anyone that says Tyson's gonna win, it's because they like Tyson more than like AJ. But I like the both of them, so I say it's a draw.
You know what? You're the first man I know that said it would be a draw. Hey, OD man, it's been great to catch up, man. It's been great to have a tour, man, and have a look at them straps in real time, man.
Next time you come, hopefully there'll be another one on top.
Yeah, you going for the IBF, yeah?
100%, man. Let's go.
Okay, let's go, baby. Ohara Davies, Pep Talk UK, Pro Beez. We signing out. Peace. Subscribe. Thank you.